The alarms had been wailing across Outpost Tryon 7 for the last 12 minutes, but Jack Reyes barely noticed anymore. He'd grown used to emergencies, asteroid breaches, reactor surges, the occasional drunken brawl between miners. But what happened on the 13th minute was something no training module had ever prepared him for. A shadow darted across the steel walkway behind him. Jack turned. A girl, barely 17 by human standards, stumbled toward him. Her skin shimmered faint blue under the LED corridor lights, her silver hair matted with dust. She wore ragged off-world fabric and clutched something against her chest. Panic widened her violet eyes. Before Jack could react, she sprinted the last few steps and hid behind him, trembling so hard he could feel the vibration through his uniform. "Please," she breathed. "Please don't let them take me." Jack raised both hands slowly. Hey. You're safe. I'm not turning anyone over." "What's going on?" The girl swallowed hard, staring down the hallway as if expecting death to appear any second. "My name is Sarah," she whispered. I escaped." "Escaped from what?" But before she could answer, the corridor lights flickered red, and a mechanical growl echoed through the station's ventilation ducts. Jack knew that sound. Hunter-drones. Military-grade. Elite. The kind governments used only when they wanted. Someone erased from the galaxy. He stepped forward instinctively, shielding her with his body. The reason Sarah tried to speak, but her voice cracked. With shaking hands, she opened the small metallic pod she had been clutching. Inside was a tiny creature, barely the size of Jack's palm. Soft blue, glowing faintly, its heart pulsed visible beneath its translucent skin. A baby, not human. Not entirely anything Jack had ever seen. Sarah brushed her fingers over it with the tenderness of a mother. "They destroyed my colony," she said. "Everyone. My parents, my brothers. All because of him." Jack blinked. "The baby? He's the last Etherian infant left. Our species was born from energy, not flesh. The Council believes Etherians are dangerous, unpredictable, so they sent hunters to eliminate us." Her voice broke. "I couldn't let them kill him too." Jack felt a cold anger rise beneath his ribs. A whole species hunted to extinction. A girl running for her life. A newborn carried across the stars by someone. Barely older than a child herself, HFY Stories always talked about the cruelty of alien governments. But seeing it in front of him was different. Real, bleeding you. "Did the right thing," he said quietly. Sarah looked up, hope trembling in her eyes. "You'll help?" Before he could answer, metal thunder shook the deck. The drones were close. The CHASC. Jack grabbed Sarah's hand. "Come on, we'll outrun them." They sprinted across the walkway, alarms slicing through the air. Jack's boots pounded against steel plating while Sarah glided beside him, clutching the infant to her chest. Behind them, a hunter drone burst into view. 8 mechanical limbs slamming into metal, red eyes glowing like furnace cores. Jack swore under his breath. "Friendly little thing, isn't it?" Sarah gasped. "It won't stop. They're coded to track Etherian biosignatures. So we hide your signature?" Jack yanked her into a storage bay and slammed the door. He ripped open a crate, grabbed a coil of emergency gel, and smeared the metallic paste across her hands, neck, and cheeks. Sarah flinched. "It's cold." "Better cold than dead?" The gel glittered across her skin, masking the energy pattern that made Etherians easy to track. But the drone was already slamming against the door. Jack looked around desperately. Nothing, just crates, tools, and his eyes fell on the ventilation shaft. "Sarah, inside, now." Above the issue and TRS, they crawled through the vents, moving deeper into the station. Sarah kept the infant tucked close, her silver hair glowing softly in the darkness. Jack whispered, "What's his name?" She hesitated. "Aaron, it means little star." The vent suddenly vibratd. The drones had split up. One above, one below. Both triangulatting. Stopped crawling. "They know where we're heading." Sarah's voice trembled. "Then what do we do?" Jack inhaled slowly. When he spoke, there was steel in his tone. We fight. The human CHOIC. They dropped into the maintenance deck, an open industrial platform overlooking the station's reactor. Energy shimmered below like a swirling sea of light. The first hunter drone arrived instantly, claws scraping sparks across the floor. Jack shoved Sarah behind a generator pillar. Stay there. Protect the baby. But you'll die. No, not today. Jack grabbed a fusion wrench, the heaviest tool he could find, and faced the drone with nothing but stubborn human defiance. The drone lunged. Jack dodged left, swung the wrench, and slammed it into one of the arms. Metal cracked. The creature screeched but kept cunning, stabbing with needle-sharp limbs. Jack blocked one strike, ducked another, but the third clipped his shoulder, sending pain shooting down his arm. He dropped to one knee. The drone raised its serrated limb to finish him. No! Sarah stepped out, glowing with Etherian energy despite the masking gel burning off. Aaron wailed in her arms, amplifying the pulse. A wave of blue-white light exploded from her chest. The drone flew, backward, slammed into the railing, and toppled into the swirling reactor below. Stared, stunned. You used a burst field? Sarah's breath shuddered. I can't do it again. It drains too much. Before he could respond, the second drone descended from above, weapon-armed, locked onto Sarah. Didn't think. He didn't plan. He threw himself in front of her. Metal pierced his side. Fire ripped through his ribs. But he stayed standing, gripping the drone's limb with both hands while blood dripped down his uniform. You're not touching them, he hissed. Humans fragile. Soft, breakable, weren't supposed to overpower military drones, but HFY wasn't a myth for nothing, Jack screamed. Twisted and ripped the limb free. Sparks burst. The drone faltered. Sarah, tears streaming, lifted her free hand and unleashed one last flicker of light. The drone staggered backward. Cracked, collapsed. Silence fell. The tearful RESO and Sarah dropped beside Jack. You saved us. Why, you don't even know me? Jack coughed weakly. I know enough. You ran because you cared. You protected someone who couldn't protect himself. He touched the infant's tiny glowing hand. That's reason enough for humans. Sarah's tears spilled freely, shimmering like liquid crystal. He's the last of his kind, she whispered. If he dies? Etherians die forever. Jack forced a weak smile. Then we'll make sure he doesn't. Both of you can stay with me. Sarah looked at him, not with fear now, but with a fragile, breaking relief that made Jack's chest ache more than the wound. For the first time since her world burned, she felt safe. She leaned gently against him, cradling Aaron between them. Thank you, Jack. And though the alarm still blared, though hunters still roamed the stars, for one moment a human and an alien sat together on the cold deck, united not by species but by something far more powerful, hope.